Hello and welcome back to another Final Table commentary. If at any point in time you find yourself not caring for the commentary, there'll be a link in the description down below to the video and KalipokerTV poker replays, so you can go check out the action in some silence. With that being said, today we got a $320 buy-in in the Sunday Million season. We got Romeo Pro starting things off with the Ace-5 suited going for a limp, Graf Keckle in the big with Ace-6, got 1-4-2 with 11 blinds, third eye with about 20, Vinges Poker, Sombra, Dalton, DB 975, and Millennial. We got this King Queen 7 flop. Nobody really touches it. Romeo Pro bets 5 blinds into the 3.6. They take it down on the flop. Couple of ducks for DB. Will probably hit the muck off the 13 blind stack. They got that big bounty on their head, $700. Yeah, the deuces hit the muck. King Jack for Dalton. Might be an open. Otherwise, we got Vinges with the King 9 suited. We got 1-4-2, sorry, with the Ace 10-0. They could always rip it from the button if they get the opportunity. Vinges goes in the tank and lets the King 9 suited go. So we got about 6K for the victor, 6K for second place, 4K for third, and the other numbers down there along the bottom. You can look at them yourself. Get the rip from the Ace 10, and this should get through pretty. Romeo with the 4-7 suit or 4-7 off. Let's go. King Queen for Millennial in the big blind. We could get a little bit of action blind on blind. King 9 for Romeo. Folds around a Graf Keckle with King 7 on the button. They'll just find the fold. Romeo tinking this one through. We see they've only got that $430 bounty on their head. Not the biggest. Third eye with about $1,000 on their head. Did a good job of collecting bounties. We both got a straight draw here. Jack 10-3 flop. Millennials open-ended. Romeo looking for a queen or what? A queen. Romeo's looking for a queen. They check it on over. Then on the turn pairs the board, so we got some chop outs, right? A jack? What about a king is not a chop. No siree. Millennial goes in the tank here with the open ender. We see an 8 on the river. Romeo does block the 9-7 straight, Queen 9 as well. Millennial obviously blocks Queen 9 as well. Oh, that's too many Queen 9 as wells in 2 sentences, you know? You shouldn't say that too many times, but he did. Anyways, river goes check, check, and the King Queen will take down a small pot. Not much doing here. 5-6 for Romeo. We'll get the chance to raise it on up if 1-4-2 doesn't take the spot with Ace 9-0. 13.5 blinds is weird. They will still come in for the min raise. Romeo will think it through with the 5-6. Surely we're going to fold. And the min raise will get through pre. Dalton in the big with a Jack 4 suited. Not a very strong hand. 16 blinds. We're obviously looking to preserve some chips. I don't know if we're going to be seeing a flop here. Ace Queen for Millennial on the button will min raise. Did we just fold the Jack 4 suited? Dalton, a very, very strong player. They'll let us know. I'm confused. They say call. Oh, we got a straight draw. 10-9-8 flop. Millennial with a straight draw to the Jack as well. Dalton is open-ended to the Queen or 7. Backdoor club draw. The 4 is still live for a pair. Oh, and that don't matter. Anyways, Millennial will go for a little... No, they don't. Oh, 4 on the turn. Millennial checks back the flop. Says it's not the best for me. I got a little equity and I could have the best holding. Some showdown value. Millennial checks it back. 4 on the turn. Dalton makes a pair. They go in the tank here. They say my 4 could be good. My 4 could be good. Big bet might take down the pot here. 4 blind bet by Dalton. Millennial calls Jack on the river. 2 pair versus straight. Is Dalton out of here or what do we do? I don't know if we jam for value. Do we check call? That feels weird. Jamming feels a little better than check calling, to be honest with you. Do we check fold? Does any queen, any 7 make a straight? Like ace jack isn't going to jam the river. Millennial obviously goes all in with the straight. Like 10-9 I don't think jams the river. Probably would have bet at some point. On the flop would have ripped the turn maybe. What do you end up here with? Like ace king maybe? Is that going to turn itself into a big bluff ski? Nice fold by Dalton. Like ace 5. There's no flush draw, right? Part of my eyeballs, they suck. Anyway, Vinges with an ace 10 suited will come in for the open under the gun. 2.2 blinds. Dalton staying alive. 10 blinds. We'll fold the 8-5 from the small. Queen jack for Sombra in the big. Looks like a call. Sombra with 21 behind. Looks like it was a bigger bet pre. 2.2. Sombra calls. 10-3-2 flop. Top pair, top kicker for Vinges. Obviously a pretty good spot. Sombra with 3 in a row sees a small bet. Sombra with that tiny ass bet. 3 in a row, 2 overcards. We'll just let it go. Preserve every penny they have. Like, we are in the money. We got $840 locked up. So no reason to play super tight. Romeo with the king 9 will come on in for the open. Jack 6 for Vinges in the big is suited. Might come along to the flop. We might preserve chips. We'll see what they elect to do. Like, if they fold, they'll still cover third eye. So they might play fold. Because third eye's got that big bounty on their head. Ace king for 142 under the gun. 16 blinds will min raise. Jack 5 for Dalton. Looks at their hand, finds the fold. Ace king gets through pre. What's going on here? Ace 2 for Dalton. 10 blinds. Probably going to fold Vinges with a couple of 9s. We'll play min raise, I think, of 18 blinds. Looks like a min raise. You hope your opponents rip. I don't know if they cover 142 or not. They go for the 2.2 open. 5-6 suited in the big blind. Looks like a call. We'll see a flop here, especially if we cover our opponent. Oh, flop straight versus top set. Nice little deal by PokerStars here. Just trying to screw over Vinges. They still got bowed outs and they could make 4 of a kind, but you know. And the board's wet. Flop goes check, check. 4 on the turn, 2 flush draws. Third nut straight versus top set. Surely 142 just goes for a big bet here. Like 4 blinds or something. 4.5. Vinges will think this one through. I wonder if we ever play call. Because we can see some nasty rivers such as the 5 of diamonds. There's a nasty river. 142. One liner to a 6. One liner to a 10. Nope, sorry, not one liner to a 10. My apologies. So 1 liner to a 6. Flush complete. 142 goes in the tank. Rips it in with a straight snap call with top set. Vinges sees the bad news. But a $650 bounty slides over to 142. Blinds, did they go up there? Yeah, they did. Blinds go up. DB with the ace king. Looks like a rip for about 9 blinds. And I don't think Romeo plays bounty hunting here with Jack 2-0. Hello, kitty. Oh wait, Jack 2-0 went for a min raise under the gun? What the fuck? Romeo Pro getting a little out of line here. They'll play call for $700. No reward for him. Finds a jack on the river, but that's no good. Top 2 pairs for DB will take down the 19 blind pot. And they get an ace and a jack. They'll come on in for the min raise. Jack 2-0 under the gun. A little disrespectful. 10-8 suited. That looks like a call. We'll flop a straight draw and flush draw. Looking for a jack or a diamond. DB with the ace jack. No diamond in their holding. Backdoor straight draw. We see a king on the turn. No diamond. King of clubs. Romeo Pro goes in the tinker. Blocking the jack 10 nut straight. They'll bet 2.5 blinds. DB as well blocks the nut straight. But they will just let it go. Ace 5 for Dalton. Ace 5. Oh, 7.5 blinds. Not too appealing, they'll just let it go. You coming to say hello, kitty? Oh, you're pretty, eh? Now we're going climbing on shoulders. Okay. Anyways, we got a queen 7 flopping a pair of 7s. Millennial with the backdoor straight draw. Got cat ass in my face. Romeo takes it down with the pair of 7s. Jack, jack for Dalton. That's a pretty holding. They'll rip it in for the 7.5 blinds. DB. Oh, we got a 1-4-2 pocket pair of 7s. Goose. Oh my gosh. Anyways, 7s hit the muck. Nice little fold there by 1-4-2. I sure as shit would have been tempted to go bounty hunting. The jam gets through DB doesn't go bounty hunting. No action for Jack. Jack third eye with an ace and a jack. Graph Kickle with an 8 and an 8. We'll see some sort of happening here. Just an all-in play for 13.5 blinds. Graph Kickle will think this one through. A big bounty again on third eye's head. I'm not quite too sure what smaller pocket pairs do this. Like, do 5s do this? I don't think so. Like 6s, 7s, maybe. Then you're going to see a lot of ace highs. I don't know if you're going to see suited broadways. They're probably going to come in for a min raise. Graph Kickle's thinking all this stuff through here. Did we find the fold with 8s? No, Graph Kickle goes bounty hunting. Says the bounty's too tempting. They're going to have this slight equity favorite. Or, yeah, you know the wording. They'll be the slight equity favorite. Something like that. Dalton with a 7 and a 2. They'll let that one go. No ace or jack yet. We're still looking for it. There it is on the river. Third eye gets the full double. 30 blinds for him. Graph Kickle down to 20. So we do got some stacks starting to shape up. Romeo still with the big stack with 48 blinds. 1-4-2 with about 30 and an ace and a 10 will come in for the open. Third eye with 30 blinds. Graph Kickle with 20. Millennial with 32 is still hanging out with a big stack. Then DB or Sombra could get back in the game with a double up. King Jack suited. We'll see a flop here. Straight draw to the 10. Backdoor second nut flush draw on a paired board. 1-4-2 says I got a backdoor straight draw, yo. I got ace high. Maybe I check it back. Yeah, I just check it back. What do you think about that, Sombra? Deuce on the turn. Sombra will think about it. And bet 3.5 blinds. Right? No, just 3. We still size up the river jam just in case we smack our 10. And the ace 10 hits the muck. Nice little steal there by Sombra. Ace 10 for Sombra this time round. Romeo with a 9 and a 5. 2 cards pretty much. They'll come in for the open. 2-2 for Dalton. Says I could get it in against Jack 2 here. Finds the fold. Ace 10 for Sombra, however, will rip in the 18.5 blinds, and that surely just gets Romeo off the pot. Oh boy, Ace Jack. Graph Kickle comes in for the open. I don't know what to do with this Queen Jack suited in the small, you know. DB with Ace 4 suited lets her go. Ace 3 suited for Sombra. Could bump it up. Like, yikes. Something tells me we don't want to call. Do we want to call? We cover him for 8. We cover him for... He's on 20. That's what I'm trying to say. He's on 20 blinds. We got 28 in a bit. We just rip it all in. Oh, boy. Yeah, I didn't think we wanted to call. Does Graf Keckle lay down the ace-jack, though? Yes, they do. Boppity-boo. Third eye gets it through. That was kind of cool how all that rhymed. Sombra with the king and the king. Ace-5 for Romeo will open it on up. Top of the range here. Romeo, that is. Sombra will come in for a 3-bet to 6 blinds. Romeo will think this one through. Might 4-bet all in. I don't know if this is the spot where you want to try to put the pressure on Sombra. Like, surely it is a spot you could try to put some pressure on him. But against Sombra, I think they're just going to play reasonably there. No need to get way too aggressive with the ace-5 off. Romeo, super aggressive, says, yeah, even I'll play fold against that 3-bet there. Ace-9 for Dalton will rip it all in for about 7 blinds, 8 blinds. Ace-King for 1-4-2. I think we just rip it all in, make our life easy. Super easy play with the ace-king. And the ace-9 will call for the last blind, looking for some diamonds. A diamond dealer. Nope. A 9 would have worked as well, but Dalton's Gonzo Alonzo and about 18 blinds will slide over a 1-4-2. Not much doing here. 9-8 suited for Romeo in the small. We'll probably go for a raise. Although I think they were playing limp against Millennial. What they do last time, wasn't it a limp? They just rip it all in for 30 blinds and take it down pre. Not much doing here. Romeo with 2 cards. On the button, we'll probably play. Don't tell me you jam. No, they do min raise. Still take it down pre. Ace-5 suited for DB. Romeo with a queen and an 8 is kind of a playable holding. They play min raise. DB, do we rip? I don't think so. We call. Okay. I wasn't expecting a call, to be honest with you. Off the 14 blind stack, 10-9 will come along. King 8-6 flop. So you got a pair, a flush draw, and a straight draw. Everybody touches the board just slightly here. 7 blinds in the middle. Romeo with the best of it will check it on back. 8. Gets a little bit better as we smack a king on the turn. There's still 2 flush draw potentials out there. DB has one of them. Sombra's got 2 overs to the 8 with the straight draw to the 7. Does Romeo just check this? No, we got to bet on the turn, right? Don't we bet large too? Does DB fold the flush draw? Oh, no. Romeo bets 2 blinds. I would expect DB to call here, and then Sombra might think about a float as well. Oh, DB lets their nut flush draw go. Sombra. I would have expected a call at some point here. 2 blinds into about 8. Everybody says fold. Romeo takes it down with the pair of 8s. Blinds go up. And they come in for the open with the queen 3 suited.
Hi, Ghoster.
Oh, hey there.
Hey.
I'm doing a commentary with a video, so.
Oh, I brought you snackage.
Oh, thank you. King Jack will rip it all in. Romeo takes or gets out of there. Very tasty. 10-7 will open it on up. 6-6 for third eye in the small. Could rip it all in for about 25 blinds. But they play call. We get a king, queen 9 flop. Romeo with the straight draw to the jack and the backdoor club draw. Romeo bets and takes the pot down. Got a couple of queens for third eye. Ace 4 for Sombra. Sombra does come in for the open. Third eye on the button will come in for a small 3-bet, I think. Make it like 5 blinds, 5.5 or something. 5.5 is the elected size. Sombra likely to fold, but could always 4-bet all in as a bluff. I think they cover third eye. They do just fine the fold. 7-7 for Graf Keckle. We'll rip it all in from the small for about 12 blinds, and then Romeo Pro sees a $500 bounty on the line. The Queen 7-0. I think is a fold, but Romeo might play call. Or at least gonna think about it here with the Queen 7. $500 bounty is tempting, but they do just find the fold. Seven deuce for Romeo, Millennial with a 10-3 suited. We get a 3x raise from the small blind. Hard to tell what's going to happen here when Romeo gets dealt absolute bullshit. You'd expect a lot of players to fold, but Romeo still finds the opens. Ace king, sorry. 9-9. King jack suited. We got plenty of playable holdings here. Third eye opens with the ace king. 9-9 will 3-bet the 5 blinds. I expect third eye just rips it in. And I didn't do the math, so let's quickly do it. 528.9. So 9s cover ace king. Romeo goes in the tank with 8-6-0. Is there a 4-bet coming in? Just a cold 4-bet with the 8-6 offsuit? Be quite the horrific punt. Now Romeo does just find the fold reluctantly. Alright, here's the flip we were expecting. Ace king happily rips it in. 9 snap call. Big bounty on the line. Ace or king dealer. There's the ace on the turn, just sweating a 9. 1-4-2 is down to 1 blind, and third eye. Now the big chip stacks, 58 blinds for them. Jack 4-0, 1-4-2. Probably should just let this one go, even though they already have like a fifth of a big blind committed to the pot. Jack 4 folds. Romeo with the king and a 6. Ace king for DB. Might get another double up here. King 6 will open. Ace king will rip. 3-3 for Sombra in the big blind. We see they're the equity favorite with the 3 remaining players, but they'll let that go. King 6 for Romeo with about 6 blinds into a pot that would be 18. They find the call with a $600 bounty on the line. We're looking for a 6. No 6 for Romeo. Full double up for DB. Any other hands? DB's like, no, just ace king. King queen this time for DB will come in for the open. DB says no. Yeah, of course not. Ace king or nothing. Jack 7 suited's all in the big blind. Millennial with an ace. We should see quite a bit of action here with that $700 bounty. Romeo with 9-4. Do we just... No, we got 37 blinds. We're covered by third eye. We don't just rip, but we do limp. Millennial with that ace. They'll play limp as well. DB comes along with Jack 2. Sombra with King 6 calls. Third eye calls as well with Jack 4. We get a King 6 5 flop. Top 2 pair for Sombra. Romeo with a... Romeo is just Romeo, so they might bet. With 3 in a row, they elect to check, which is good news. Sombra's got this board pretty well locked up. 1-4-2 does have the backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw going on, though. Can't count him out yet. Sombra, however, very likely to take this pot down. I guess there's also a backdoor 3 of a kind draw. Sombra gets the pot isolated, and their 142 is dead on the 5 of diamonds turn. About $700 will slide Sombra's way, and they also get the 6 blinds in the middle. King Jack for DB. Suited and booted, 19 blinds. 7-7 for third eye. DB goes in the tank. Surely this is a play here. Whoa! King Jack hits the muck. Surely it's a play though. 7-7 opens it on up. Graph Kickle with 6-5. Lets that go, of course, off the 13 blind stack. Romeo in the big, however, with Queen 2-0. Stinking 3-bet here. There it is, 7.5 blinds. Romeo. I think third eye just rips and takes it down. Do we ever call and get blasted off the pot at some point? Oh boy, not on this flop. 7-7-9. Okay. Quads. And Romeo's got queen high. So Romeo's gonna bet small. 4 blinds is the elected size. Sometimes we even bet a little bit smaller than that. A full quarter pot. Big bet on this dry ass board 9 on the turn. Does Romeo try to blast him off ace high or king high? Oh boy. Romeo's just gone. Check. Check. You still cover 3 other players if you just give up. Give up. Do it, Romeo. No, he bet 6 blinds. He's all in on the river, irregardless of what it is. Third eye with quads, calls, king on the river. 36 blinds in the middle. So about $440 will slide third eye's way. GG Romeo. Well played, maybe? I love to watch him play, let me tell you. But this one, it's not gonna go down in history, let me tell you, as the biggest bluff of all time. This third eye will snap call with quads. Romeo goes all the way down in the tank. Says, can I get him off the ace high? No, I don't think I can. I check and give it up. Beautiful play by Romeo. Just go 2 streets, give it up. Just bloat the pot. 36 blinds in the middle. Third eye will happily rip it all in. Can you imagine if Romeo calls, try to get a chop pot? Don't do it. He plays the board. Just fold. Anyways, we move along. Blinds go up. Ace Jack for third eye. 3-3 for DB. Deuce for Millennial in the big. We'll get another fold by DB. That one's a little bit more reasonable. 3-3 under the gun. Off 17 blinds. I think you just want to rip it or try to take it down pre off that stack, but you don't really want to do that in this situation on the final table. So it looks like 3-3 is just a muck. Ace 8 for Graph Kickle. We'll rip it in and take it down pre. 7-5 for third eye. 10-10 for Sombra. Ace 8 for DB in the small. Probably going to let that one go. Sombra, however, might rip it all in. Do we ever go for a smaller 3-bet? I don't know. 10 seemed like a jam. Sombra says, yeah, just rip it in. Offer up that big juicy bounty. And they take it down pre. Ace 10 for Romeo. 15 blinds. Third eye in the big with an ace and a 9. We'll get a limp. Sombra gets out of the way with some jack bullshit. Third eye, however, rips it all in. They're in trouble. I think Romeo sniffs this out and calls. About 28%. Third eye is pipped here. Romeo call. There's the call. We got a big pot, about 32 blinds. Any 9 stealer. No chop pots. 6 on the river. Doesn't matter. Wasn't there no chop pots, right? I think there was no chop pots. as Romeo takes it down. 32 blinds now. Queen 7 rips it in. Ace 5 calls it off for Graf Keckle. A queen or a 7. Now there's a straight draw to the 9, which doesn't get there. Third eye loses a couple pots. They got 36 blinds, still in first place, but they're not in the comfy position they once were in. 8-8 for Graf Keckle. Limps it on in. Romeo with the 9-5 in the big blind. Romeo thinking raise. Graf Keckle thinking 3-bet all in. No, we don't get that. Ace 4 flop. No clubs for Romeo. Just a couple one backdoor straight draw to the 3-2. One blind bet by the 8s. Might just take the pot down. Yeah, Romeo gets out of there. Queen Jack for Graf Keckle on the button. We got a Sombra 10-9 suited from earlier position. They find the fold. Queen Jack does open it up. Millennial in the big with 15 blinds. King 6 of hearts. Rips it all in. The slight equity favorite, and they take it down pre. Ace 4 hits the muck for Sombra under the gun. Romeo with 6-5 suited might just rip this one in pre-flop. They don't want to face any 3-bets pre themselves, so they just rip it in and take it down pre with a hand that's got fair equity against random two hands. It's got fair equity against the 2 random hands in the blinds. I feel like that's a properly constructed sentence as Romeo limps in the King 5 suited. Boppity boo, King 5 suited gets it through to the big blind. Ace 3 for Sombra. Checks it back. 10-9, 7 flop. Romeo with the backdoor flush draw. Backdoor straight draw. Overcard. Could just try to 5 blind bet again. Surely this just gets ace high off the pot. What an obstructive play by Romeo. That is being a bully. Using that big 5 blind overbet pot size. Overbet. Sorry, I'm stumbling over all my words right now. Graf Keckle with a couple of 6s. But Romeo with that 5 blind bet when he limps it on in. He did that earlier. I think it was against Graf Keckle. It's the first hand of the tournament. Bets 5 blinds, gets another ace high off the pot, and Romeo is just reutilizing that same tactic here. And I think I want to try to implement it into my play somehow. Limp pot, 3 blinds in the middle. We bet 5. What a bully. 5-2 suited, raises under the gun. Graf Keckle with ace king in the big. They'll 3-bet to 7.5 blinds. Now does Romeo see a flop here? 5 blinds into a pot of about 16. I'll think this one through and let it go with the 5-2. 10-10 for Sombra. 10-10 for Sombra. And we'll raise it on up. Romeo in the big with the queen 3 suited. Plays call, of course, and flops top pair. Sombra still got the flush draw, but this is very unfortunate. Queen 3-0 sees a flop and out flops you 8 on the turn. No straight draw. No straight draw for Sombra. Romeo with the toppest of pairs will bet something here. Did we use the smaller sizing? No, we just bet 5 blinds. Just under pot. Sombra calls and smacks a 10 on the river. 15 blinds in the middle. Sombra finds the set. I don't know if Romeo rips it in, but if they do, they get snap called. There's the jam. Quick call by Sombra. Shows him the set. And Romeo complains in some manner. They do got this king 10 suited. They could get back in the game. Third eye with a couple of 8s. Sombra with the queen jack will open it on up. Look at this, Sombra's got the big stack now. 8-8 will play call. Does Romeo rip it in here? 10 blinds left. They play call from the small of the 10 blind stack. Ace 5-4 flop. 8s are holding up for the time being. Sombra thinks about a little bet, and they will check it on over to third eyes 8s. No clubs out there. Romeo probably gonna just find the fold if third eye bets here. Oh, we smack a king on the turn, but again, it's still an ace high board. It's pretty dry, so any ace could have checked back the flop, I suppose. Sombra's got a straight draw to the 10, which would be a dirty card, as Romeo would make 2 pairs. They lead out 1.5 blinds. Third eye with the 8s will probably let go of those. Sombra, however, could call. They just let it go, and Romeo does take it down. Hoo-wee. So 15 blinds slide over to it's only about 5 blinds slide over to Romeo. Graf Keckle with 30 bigs. Biggest stack remaining in the hand. 17 blinds effective. Rip it in with king queen and take it down pre. Romeo has 8-8. Doesn't look like there'll be any action. Unless they limp it on in. They could go for a min raise. Maybe Sombra calls 9-3 suited in the big. It is a limp pot. Limp pot. Sombra might bump it up though. Oh, they just check it back very reasonably and smack a 9 very unreasonably. Ace 9-2 flop goes check. If Romeo bets 5 blinds, what happens? No, they bet 1 big. Looking to take the pot down. Sombra will say, no way, I'm coming along to the turn. I got this pair of 9s, yo. Ace on the turn. Both players feel a little bit more comfy. Sombra checks again. I think we're both comfy to show this one down. Does Romeo bet like 2 blinds here? 1.5. Sombra calls. River goes check, check, providing it's not an 8. I wonder if it's card under a 9. Does Romeo go for a value bet again? Probably not, eh? Queen of spades on the river just goes check, check. And 8 blinds slide over to Sombra. Blinds go up. Ace, ace for Graf Keckle. They'll raise it on up under the gun, but looks like they won't get any action here. Sombra with the 7-4 suited in the small will let that go. Ooh, jack, jack for Romeo. 9-10 suited for DB. Romeo might just rip and take it down pre. Oh, they min raise. DB still folds. Third eye's disconnected. They get back there with the internet. And no action for jacks. 8-9 suited millennial will let that go under the gun. Queen 2 for Graf Keckle in the small. Deuce deuce for Romeo in the big. Could you imagine a jam and a call? We get a raise to 2.3 blinds. Does Romeo rip? They do rip. Graf Keckle folds, right? Yeah. Romeo takes it down pre. Romeo hangs in with 14 blinds. Ace 7 for DB under the gun will rip. Millennial in the big sees a $700 bounty with the pocket pair. And Romeo covers both of them. 14 blinds with 8-6 suited. We see they have quite a bit of equity with the suited connected holding. They let that one go. Millennial, of course, in the big with the pocket pair. The slightest of equity favorites. I think we end up calling here. DB's shown us some tightness, but it's only 8 blind jam. 4s aren't 5s, but 4s still call. Ace on the flop. DB's got this one locked up. No set for Millennial. It's just like that. They got 4 blinds and an ace in the small. They might just be ripping it in and trying to take it down pre. They got this small bounty on their head, 250 blinds. Graf Kekko with Queen 7 will rip it all in from the cutoff. And then, I don't know if we call with the Ace 2 here. Do we just let it go? We just hope some of our opponents bust or something like this? Just fold and look for a better spot? Millennial might look for a double up. No, they just let her go. Graf Kekko gets it through. Ace Queen for DB. Romeo's got 10-3 suited. I'll just find the fold. King 5 suited for Sombra in the big. Sees the 16 blind jam. Surely we fold. $700 bounty on the line is tempting, but not in that situation. King Queen for third eye in the big blind. We could always see a jam from King 8-0 in the small. Then third eye might fold the King Queen. Whoa. We'll see real shortly here. Does third eye ever click the call? But maybe it's just a 3. No, it's just a jam. I was going to say maybe Sombra makes it 3 blinds. But no, they do rip it in. And then King Queen folds. Holy. Unfortunate happening there for third eye. Romeo with Jack 10. Ace Jack for Millennial. We'll get a limp under the gun. Millennial will rip. It'll fold back around to Graf Kekko. No, Jack 10 hits the muck. Nice fold by Romeo. Millennial will rip it all in for 3.5 blinds. Make it 4. And Graf Kekko gets it all in with the 7s. Jack on the flop. We're looking for a 7 dealer. And we do find it. Graf Kekko gets the $250 bounty. Good game by Millennial to hang on out patiently. Won a few pots there. I don't remember them, but they had some chips at one point, I do recall. King 9 for Graf Kekko will rip it all in from the small. No, we make it 2.3 blinds. We might play some post flop. That was a difficult sentence. Queen 8 for Romeo will play call. Jack 10 5 flop. Whoa. Both players with straight draws. Romeo looking for a 9. An 8 would work. The Queen would give Graf Kekko a straight though. Jack on the turn. This is kind of boring actually. It's a small pot because Romeo's playing off the 11 blind stack. Graf Kekko doesn't want to get jammed off the pot. So he checks the flop. Jack pairs the board on the turn. Graf Kekko just checks it on over once again. Romeo bets 1.5 blinds. Does this even size up a jam? No, it doesn't even size up a jam. 8 on the river, so Romeo makes a pair. Graf Kekko with King High. Romeo will take down the 8 blinds unless they bet fold. Don't do it. Just check. Just check and take down the pot. Nicely done. Easy game. King 6 for Romeo. That looks like a little bit of a play. Graf Kekko with King 7-0 from the button. We'll raise it on up. 6-9 for DB in the big. Very nice. Gonna find the fold. Romeo with the King 6. Rips it all in. Takes it down pre. Nice little play there by Romeo. Get Graf Kekko off the slightly better King. King Queen. Romeo is suited and booted. Are they going to limp it in or race it on up pre-flop? They limp it in. Get a call from the small by DB with Jack 9-0. Interesting. 10-7 for Sombra in the big. We'll check it back. Ace 8 flop. King High still best. DB and Sombra with backdoor straight draws. Romeo's got a backdoor straight draw as well. Anyways, it's a pretty stupid board. Romeo with the King High has the best no pair. Bets 1 blind. Looks like they'll take it down. Sombra goes for a sneaky check raise. No, they just get out of there. Looks like we got a break to skip through. Third eye's ready. Ace-6 for Romeo. We'll open it on up. 7-5 for Sombra in the small. We'll let that go, of course. And third eye gets out of there as well. Oh, can you imagine if third eye called with that king-queen facing the Sombra king-8-0 jam? Whatever it was. That would have been cool to see third eye pick up a huge stack. Ace-king here for Romeo. Will come in for the raise under the gun. Just barely covers Graf Keko, who has jacks. Third eye with a couple of fours. We'll play call from the small. Graf Keko likely to rip it in here. We could go for a smaller 3-bet, I suppose. Yeah, the smaller 3-bet comes in. 7.5 blinds to go. Romeo will rip it in. Third eye will get the heck out of there. Graf Keko with a snap call. Whoa, look at this 4-bet here to 13 blinds. Just making it one extra step. But nonetheless, we'll get this all in pre-flop. There's the jam. Quick call. Ace, king, or some hearts. We get a good board. Any club dealer for a chop pot? No, we get the ace of diamonds. Graf Keko is Gonzo Alonso. Romeo gets a nice bounty. About $650 slide into their pocket. Ace-7 for Sombra. We'll raise it on up. King-8 for Romeo in the big. Romeo 3 bets with the king and the 8, making it 6.5 blinds to go. 4-bet Sombra. It would be cool just to see a little click back. Instead, Romeo takes it down. Ace-5 for Romeo. Don't rip it in. Don't rip it in. Don't rip it in. Now they min-raise. DB with the 8-8 will rip it in. If I'm Sombra, I just fold, but they could go bounty hunting. And it would be about a flip here. 32 blinds? No, I think we just fold. Yeah, Sombra lets her go. Four-handed ace-9 becomes much stronger, but unfortunately has to hit the muck here. Ace-8 for Romeo. They'll raise it on up to 2 blinds. And third eye in the big with a 6 and a 3. 10-9 4 flop. Romeo with the 2 live cards with the ace-8 high. Has the best holding here. Checks it on back. King on the turn. Third eye. As well with 2 live cards. Had the backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw going on the flop. Got a free turn. Didn't pick up any equity. Just going to check fold 6 high. Even gets a free river. The queen of diamonds. I don't think we bluffed the 6 high in this instance either. Like, what size do we go? 7? 3.8. Does this somehow work? Third eye's been snug. Romeo has ace high with an 8 of diamonds blocking the flush. I think we just fold. Looks like a value bet to me. Romeo lets her go. Nicely done by a third eye. Blinds go up. Ace jack for Sombra on the button. 3-2 suited for Romeo in the big. We'll get a raise and a call, and we're off to the flop. King 8-4 flop goes check. Sombra could check it back. They go for a 1.5 blind bet. Romeo with backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw, 3 in a row. Just folds? What's going on, Romeo? Expected more from you there. Jack 7 versus ace, ace. Kind of want to see it get all in pre. It does. 10, a heart? A heart dealer, ace of hearts on the river. Top set for DB, but a little shitty flush for Romeo. Will take the pot down. $700 slide Romeo's way. Nobody says GG, which is kind of sad, as DB played a fair game there. Snug, but played fair. Got it in with good equity each time. King 5 will rip into King Jack. Romeo's getting another bounty here. They're going to call. $900 on the line. Third eye has about 28%. They're going to need some help here. 4 some shit. No, a jack on the turn locks up the board. Romeo quickly cleaning up shop here. Getting 28 more blinds for the big stack. Another grand on top of all their bounties. And then we got one last body to collect. Sombra with the ace-6. Sees a 2.5 blind size from 8-3-0. Going to be a difficult game here for Sombra. Sombra calls, flops, top, flush, whoa. Top. Sombra flops. The nut flush draw. Romeo with a little pair of 8s. Get a 10 on the turn. Sombra picks up a straight draw to the jack. Sombra checks. Romeo with that little pair of 8s. Do we ever bet here? Check the river. Jack on the river puts a one-liner to the ace or 9. Romeo just preserves all their pennies by checking it down to the river here. And river goes check, check. Sombra just takes down 5 blinds. Although had they bet, they're not going to get any pennies. 9-2 limps it in. King Jack for Romeo here. I'll raise it on up to about 3.5 blinds. Sombra with 9-2. Suited and booted. We'll let it go. 6-9 versus 6-10. Romeo will raise. I don't know if we pull it. Oh, Romeo limps. We get a free flop. Let's take it. Jack 5-3. Sombra checks. Romeo with the backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw going on. I'll bet 3.5 blinds into 2.6 and take it down. 10-2 for Sombra. We'll just find the fold. Getting dealt shitty old holdings here. 3-5 for Romeo. They're not afraid of the shitty holdings. They'll raise to 2.5 blinds. King 8 for Sombra. 3-bet, 3-bet, 3-bet. Now we call and we get a 7-6-5 flop. Sombra's open-ended, backdoor flush draw. Romeo with the bottom pair and a straight draw to the 4 as well. Romeo checks back the bottom pair, 10 on the turn. Sombra bets 6 blinds with the straight draw. Does this ever go call? Jam on the river and Romeo calls with the bottom pair? Deuce is a brick. I think the game's over. GG Sombra. The game is over. Wow, so if you made it all the way through, thanks for checking this bullshit out. Hopefully we'll see you in another video. Until then, adios amigos. It's over? No, Sombra gives it up. Romeo takes it down with the pair of 5s. 5-3 versus 8-5. The 8-5 for Romeo will get a walk. Another 8-5, this time for Sombra. Ace-8 for Romeo in the big. What an interesting game it's been, eh? Sombra's done a good job of hanging out. They found a way to pick up a big stack. Unfortunately, that big stack started to dwindle. Romeo found a way to get all the chips back. Here they are with ace high, backdoor nut flush draw. Sombra picks up a pair at 8 seam with Romeo. Sombra bets 1.6 blinds for value. They're going to need a club or a 5 on the river, however. Does Romeo ever value raise the turn? Jams the turn, 25% for Sombra. They're going to call. This is the show. There it is. Okay, I'm going to try to time this perfectly. Adios, amigos. See you never. Bye-bye. Adios. Now it's going to close down, and I'm going to end it right